Mina, tell me this. What's the biggest problem facing this team right now?
Everything is the correct answer. I know you want me to point to one thing, but the reality is this is an organizational failure. It's team-wide. I'll talk about Josh McDaniels and his offense in a second, but this is, by many metrics, the worst defense in the NFL. Now, we probably should have expected that, some of their personnel issues, particularly on the back end, but they have underperformed in just about every metric. That's on coaching, that's on the players, that's also on the GM for the players that they put in place. Offensively, look, they do deserve some leeway because Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, and Devontae Adams were supposed to be this dominant offensive unit. They've only played about 40 snaps together. This is a team that's been racked by injuries. That said, Josh McDaniels' offense and Derek Carr, seemingly there is a disconnect there. I'll say also the lack of pass protection is an issue as well. Ultimately, I guess, considering all of it, you would put it on McDaniels because he is the head coach. We are seeing sloppy execution, penalties, blown leads, but this goes way beyond him, which is why it must be immensely frustrating for Raiders fans, because if it was just the head coach, it would be a lot easier.
Well, I would say, one, Mark Davis saying instant gratification. Well, yeah. Yeah, in this world, yes. That's why you got rid of Rich Bisaccia, who took your team to the playoffs because you wanted instant gratification to move on to the next. This isn't the Chicago Bears.
That's right.
They didn't rip this program down to bare bones like Ryan Poles did in Chicago, where they have nothing. Mina, you just said all those players on offense, right? They have yet to fix the back end of the defense. That was a problem under John Gruden and the Raiders. They've yet to fix that, but they went out and they spent money in different places on the defensive side of the ball. But you're still in the same position. And I only can point to one thing, and I hate to do this, but Josh McDaniels. That's the only person I can point to. Because when I look at his stint in Denver, what was the problem? Josh McDaniels. And now all of a sudden he comes over to the Raiders, and it's all hell that broke loose, and he's with the Raiders. I get it. You don't want to ever point the finger at one person, but in this situation, the buck stops with him. Okay, at the end of the day, he's aligned with the general manager, but the general manager wouldn't be there if Josh didn't want him to be there. They came over from New England in a package deal together. They made that decision. But yet and still, this team is 2-7, and I understand in this league, you lose by a touchdown, that's a big number. That is a big number. There's something needs to be done. You're supposed to lose by 3 or 4 points. Not every single time you look up by a touchdown or a little bit more. It all starts upstairs with the coaching staff for me. It really does.
Well, let me say this. You're absolutely right, because that's where I was going to go. Mina, you're absolutely right as well. When you talk about their defense is horrid, when we talk about issues with the offensive line, when you talk about Derek Carr and Josh McDaniels not being on the same page. And I'm not going to let owner Mark Davis off the hook. I want Mark Davis, who I've met a couple of times, I actually like. I want to say this on national television to Mark Davis. That was one of the dumbest quotes I've ever seen an owner make. That was just stupid. You're not stupid. You're not dumb. But the quote you gave was one of the dumbest quotes I've ever seen from an owner. Your team was just in the playoffs last year. Bisaccia went 7-5 in the 12 games he coached. They won the last 4 games during the regular season to get to the postseason. And it was a competitive playoff game against the Bengals, if I remember correctly.
Yes, yeah.
The fact of the matter is, the last 5 weeks of the 2021 season, we saw a playoff team. We saw a playoff caliber quarterback who elevated himself to being the true face of that franchise because of the manner in which he led the team after all of that adversity from John Gruden to Hugs and all of these guys and all of that stuff that happened. The fact of the matter is Derek Carr was the leader. You said that's not where we want to go. You went out and got Josh McDaniels, and suddenly y'all can't win close games. Y'all are 2-7. We're halfway through the season, and your season is over. The team doesn't even look like they want to be on the field. We now have no doubt half of them want to be in Vegas because most of them want to be in Vegas. We get that. They don't want to be on the football field, okay? And it's very glaring, very conspicuous, very evident. And so as a result, Keyshawn's not wrong about Josh McDaniels. Mina Kimes is not wrong about Derek Carr and Josh McDaniels and what you're lacking. But it ultimately comes back to you, Mark Davis, because when you give an idiotic, unquestionably an idiotic quote like that in Vegas, Sin City, where people go to make their dreams come true, even if it's just for one night or 1 week or 1 month, you going to tell everybody Rome was not built in a day? That's got to be the dumbest quote that I've ever seen from an owner. It was stupid. And what you need to do is call the reporters back and retract that damn quote and make sure that you say something more sensible and accountable for the atrocity that you got going on. Because you got cats that don't want to be in a Raiders uniform. What happened to just win, baby? What happened to the silver and black? What happened to that pride? What happened to all of that? It's trash right now. And you're going to tell the people Rome wasn't built in a day? I mean, that's just pathetic. That's what I'm going to say it one last time. The dumbest quote I have seen in recent memory from an owner. Just dumb. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.